Hey, this is Ryan Levesque, President of Pest Control Marketing Systems, and I'm here today with the good Dr. Glenn Livingston. The marketing psychologist has been featured in the New York Times and the Washington Post. Now, in this interview, I want to talk about 4 strategic pricing mistakes that profit-hungry pest control owners must avoid making, because when you're making these mistakes, you're literally leaving big money on the table. Now, let's first talk about mistake number 1. Mistake number 1 is something that I think a lot of people make, and it's offering just one option to their prospective customers. So for example, one of the biggest mistakes I see in the pest control space is business owners will go to a client's home and they'll do a free inspection or estimate, and they'll walk away and they'll say, Mr. Homeowner, the cost to service your home is going to be $59 bi-monthly. Would you like to pay by cash? Would you like to pay by check? Now, the problem with that is when you don't offer something to compare against, when you don't offer a benchmark against which your price can be compared, because we're all conditioned to be smart consumers, to be smart shoppers, our brain will naturally try to find something to compare that price to. So what happens is when you do that, when you only offer one option to your prospective customers, you invite them to compare you against your competition. Obviously, that's not a good thing. So the solution to that, and it's very simple, is to compare you against you. So instead of offering just one option and saying, Mr. Homeowner, the price to service your home is $59 bi-monthly every other month, instead, what you want to do is offer several options, and the preferred number of options to offer is 3. So instead, what you might do is say, we've got 3 options. Tell me, Mr. Homeowner, which of the following best fits what you're looking to achieve? The first option is $49 bi-monthly. It's for basic pests only. Our second option, which is our most popular option, is $59 bi-monthly, and that includes basic pests, ants, spiders, roaches, and cobweb cleaning. Or for $99, we also have an option that includes everything I just mentioned plus yard treatment. See, when you do that, when you offer 3 options like that, all of a sudden your prospective customer's brain they rack their brain starting to think about the question, which of those is the best deal? And when you position the prices in the way that I just articulated, $49, $59, $99, if you pay close attention to that pricing structure, you'll notice that one of those prices, and I kind of hinted to it, is really the best deal, and that's the middle one. And what I just walked through uses a pricing strategy known as decoy pricing, because here's the deal. Nobody wants a pest control service that doesn't provide ant coverage, spider coverage, and roach coverage. So no one is going to go with the $49 option. But when you position your $59 option against that $49 option, it seems like a great deal. Because for just $10 more, literally just $10 more, the consumer gets ant coverage, spider coverage, roach coverage, and cobweb cleaning. So what happens is your prospect's brain is fixated on the fact that for just $10 more you get all that extra stuff. So they're focused on the number 10. The jump from $49 to $59 is a relatively small jump for the amount of extra stuff that you get with that service plan. If you compare that against just offering that one $59 option, then in a vacuum, then your prospect doesn't know if that's a good deal or not because you haven't given them a benchmark. So then they go to the most logical benchmark to compare you against, and that's your competition. So the key mistake number 1, just to recap, is not giving your prospect more than one option, not comparing you to you, and not using some form of decoy pricing so that the choice that you're trying to steer your prospect to is a no-brainer choice. That covers mistake number 1. Next, we'll move on to mistake number 2.